What's up, everybody? So this is our first video on Detroit Garden and Compost, and I want to start by saying that all the content that we share we try. So everything that I've done I've tried before, I've tested it, and we give practical, economical, and real advice for gardening and composting. So today we have a great video. I want to start with probably the most important part of gardening, because it's all about starting seeds. So I want to show you guys a really simple way to start your seeds, and let's get started. So this video is all about starting seeds outdoors, so directly sowing seeds. So this is not a video about starting seeds in containers before the frost. This is sowing directly in your garden bed. So I just want to be clear about that. Now, what we like to do is do a trench method for starting seeds. So we're going to dig a trench, plant the seeds in it, and then cover it back up. And of course, before we do it, we're going to lightly compact the seeds just so they don't wiggle around when we water. So first, with your fingers, just dig a trench, and it does the depth of the trench does need to be based on your seed. So I'm planting beet seeds today. Shout out to Keep Growing Detroit. Seeds like root vegetables, beets, carrots, and greens, you know, they don't really need a whole lot of depth, so I do it about a ½ inch. And you're just going to sprinkle some seeds in your hand, and then eventually you're going to sprinkle them into the garden. And I do it basically a couple seeds per inch. Now remember, we are going to be thinning this out later, so don't worry about when you read the back of the packet, it's going to tell you, plant however many inches apart. Well, don't worry about that right now, because we're going to be planting these now and thinning it out later. All right, so we've got our trench dug, and now what we do is just lightly compact the seeds in there. You don't have to press super hard, just a little bit. Just the reason why we do this is, when we water, we don't want the seeds to wiggle around and then get swept away. Now, what I like to do is, if you see any of this kind of clumpy soil in your garden, we'll go ahead and break that up and put it right on top of the seeds. That way you're kind of killing two birds with one stone, because you're helping your soil out and you're covering the seeds with the finer soil. So now that our trench is buried, and if you want, you can kind of close the sides of the trench just a little bit. I want you guys to compact it just one more time, again, so that way everything is secure and nothing washes away. All right, guys, that was pretty much it. So now all we got to do is water that, and in about 10 days those are all going to be sprouting, maybe even less, because it is in the middle of summer now. So let me show you guys what it's going to look like. These are some cabbage seeds that I planted, so they're all going to be in the, of course, a straight line, because we dug a trench for them. And then I'm going to probably thin these ones out in a couple days, but that's essentially what it's going to look like. So the reason why this trench method is my favorite is because, if you're a gardener that's just starting out and you read the back of your seed packet, you're going to find that it's going to tell you to plant a certain amount of inches apart. And what people are tempted to do is basically poke a hole for each individual seed. But the reality is, you'll quickly find out that not every seed germinates. So doing this trench method will help ensure that you have a good crop, because you're going to get more seeds that are sprouting. And as I mentioned earlier, it is important that if you're using this method that you do thin them out later, but this is going to save you a lot of time. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. This is PJ with the Detroit Garden and Compost. Thanks.